Pretty convenient, right?
Go.
So we're with Rich McCann. Your position now is your captain.
I'm the president.
President and
of
fire
the fire
chief.
department, yeah.
So that would be calendar
And I'm
year.
the county dive team captain, Sullivan County.
Well, we were going to ask Rich about the history of the dive team at Highland Lake because according to some of the other fellas, it didn't start until this past decade or so.
Well, we actually started the team as a result of a rescue that we had to do in Lake Deveno, which is in our district, in 1986. We actually started the team in 87. I got certified as a diver in 1987, and then I got my instructor certification in 1991 and started teaching guys rescue diving and open water diving and things, and the team kind of evolved from there. Shortly after we
You know, it occurred recently we spoke in the meeting that the fact that the equipment is now at its end of its useful life, and it's got to be replaced. And we're talking about how you connected to the other towns up and down the river. So actually, Highland Lake plays a critical role.
We actually have a very critical role in the county. Yeah.
All the way up past Narrowburg, there are segments of the river
that can only be accessed by boat, and that's why we try to stay with our boat. Like I said, the current one is in the process of being retired, and we're trying to come up with funding to fund a new one. We've got our first boat through fund drives that we did, and got a good deal from one of the deliveries to get a raft, and we purchased a motor, put on that. That boat has since been retired. We replaced that with the one that we currently have, which is basically being retired now to go to a third boat. We've done many rescues throughout the county area in cooperation with the Sullivan County Dive Team, and also across in Pennsylvania over there. Currently, we've really only had one actual recovery in the Highland Lake area, which was actually in Highland Lake. But we have, like I say, helped on numerous calls around the county. I personally have been involved in at least 13 actual recoveries where I made the location, and then dozens and dozens of other ones throughout the county. So it's just kind of grown and taken on a life of its own. We like doing it. It's a good asset to the department, and kind of keeps guys active because it's a little bit different than the firefighting. So we really enjoy doing it and helping out the people in the area.
Well, can you?
In the Hudson Valley are investigating a drowning in White Lake in Sullivan County. Police say they got a call around 3:30 in the afternoon about a man jumping off a party boat into the water. The 31-year-old Brooklyn man was a camp counselor for special needs kids. Other people on the lake tried to help when they saw the man didn't come back up.
My husband threw off his wristwatch and he jumped in the water and told me to take the boat, which I did, and I went over and put the boat on the shore. And I dialed 911 to call for help, and I told them exactly where we were out in White Lake.
It took dive teams 3.5 hours to find and pull the body from the water.
Hold on, Jay.
can you let us know who are some of the other members of the dive team
Well, currently,
and their background?
Well, John von Steenberg is one of the original team members. He's one of our surface support people. Basically, they do paperwork. They run lines for the divers. Myself as a diver. Warren Wagner is also a diver. Joe Consiglio is a diver. I think George Spear actually does diving, but he hasn't really been around enough to be on a call with us yet. So we have, and then we have several other of the members that actually know how to do the surface stuff, how to run the boats and things like that.
Those are all Navy fellows?
Some of them. This is an old Navy guy. Most of them, really don't have much Navy service, but a lot of them have military background. Everybody in the fire department has done that. They call them Gumby suits. Basically, they're big life-saving flotation suits. They're a version of what they carry on big ships for guys that are in cold water. But they can put these suits on, go right out through icy water, on the ice, whatever. And if they fall in, it keeps them pretty much dry, but it does keep them warm. We have actually had a rescue on Highland Lake where we pulled one individual that had fallen through the ice and got him out, and actually had a rescue, which was a big thing for us to actually do a rescue. We also, our divers are certified to go under the ice. As part of that is in coordination with the overall purpose of the team, so that we can pretty much do anything that we have to do. Is in the process of being retired, and we're trying to come up with funding to fund a new one. Hopefully we can get something going here in the next few months, maybe may wait until spring to replace the current one we got, because we did after the last call, because of the shallowness of the water and what we were doing, we did some pretty significant damage to it on the river. We do talk about maybe going to the liveries or something and see if they can donate toward it to help them, because basically we're helping them out when we're going to do the recoveries.
Now, well, the last thing I'm going to ask you, you've been very kind, but it's for posterity. I spoke to Fred about recruiting, and it seems to me the dive team is like a real asset, something that the younger, more active folks could really take a part in.
Yeah, they can. If somebody comes into the department and is interested in becoming a part of the dive rescue team, we actually have funding that's available to put them through the classes and get trained in it, and then we move you up. We start you off at open water level, and then we move you up through the rescue levels, and there's several different levels of rescue. And it's a great thing. It keeps it interesting. We don't run a real lot of calls a year, and a lot of the younger guys have trouble because we're not doing a lot. It's not really that exciting. They got other things they can be doing. So this kind of adds to it. We go out and do training, and we take trips to different places to do training, and then work with the different teams around in the area. And it just becomes a real asset.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Craig.